today I am going to take the first chapter of your geometrical concept or geometry section. Come to the first concept, that is geometry. Geometry means what? Geometry is the branch of mathematics in which we are studying the point, line segment, ray, 2D and 3D shapes. Clear? Geometry is the branch of mathematics. You already know, correct? So it is a branch of mathematics. The word geometry comes from Greek, in which geo means earth and metri or metron means measurements. Metron means measurements. So it is the study of the earth. In geometry or in geography you are already studied. Geo means earth. In geography you are studying about the earth only, correct? So geometry, the word comes from the Greek, in which geo means earth and metri means measurement. Now the basic concept what we are studying in the geometry, right? First one, point. Point is a basic concept, or point is a basic unit of the geometry, right? As we are studying in the biology, cell is the basic unit of living organisms. Without that cell, the living organisms cannot be made, and in non-living things, atom is the smallest particle that without that atom we cannot make any non-living things like that. Point is a basic and fundamental unit of the geometry. Next, line segment. Next one, line, ray, 2D shapes and 3D shapes. But then what do you mean by 2D and 3D shapes? Here, come to the first one, that is 2D shapes. 2D shapes. 2D shapes means what? D means dimensions. D means dimensions. A figure which have two dimensions. What are the two dimensions? Length and breadth. For example, here you are observing which one this shape. So this shape is a rectangle. This has length and breadth. So these type of the shapes are called as 2D shapes. 2D shapes means it has two dimensions. One is length and another one is breadth. Give some example for 2D shapes. First one, square, rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram, kite, trapezium. These are the some basic examples for the 2D shapes. Clear? Next one, 3D shapes. 3D shapes. 3D shape means what? You are observing this duster. This is the example for 3D shapes. 3D shapes means, again D means dimension. It has three dimensions. What are that? First one, length, breadth, height. So this is a cuboidal shape. In that, this is length, this one is breadth and height, right? So this is the example for 3D shape, cube and cuboids. It has three dimensions, right? Next, come to the first point of your chapter, that is point. Point, right? This is the first concept of your chapter. Point is a dimensionless unit. Point is a dimensionless unit. Dimensionless means it doesn't have any length, breadth or height. It is dimensionless. It is purely dimensionless. and it is denoted by the capital alphabetical letters. This is point A, and next one is point B, point C, point D, and without this point we cannot form any geometrical shapes or any geometrical figures. Clear? Next, second point of your concept is line. So line means what? Line is a collection of points. Line is a collection of points. Can you count these points which are existing in the line? No. So line is a collection of points which can be extended on both sides infinitely. You can extend this line on both sides. Which can extend this line both sides. Here A and B are just 2 points. A and B are just 2 points which lies on the line. Clear? So this line can be represented by the capital letters with symbol of arrow mark. AB is a line. AB is a line, or converse of that or reverse of that. We can also represent like this. AB is a line or BA is a line. AB is a line or BA is a line. Clear? So what is the definition of line? Line is a collection of points which can extend on both sides infinitely. Next, line segment. Line segment. Line segment means it is also a form of line. It is also a form of line, or it is also a part of line. It has two definite endpoints. It has two definite endpoints, A and B. If I start from A and ends with B, means this is the initial point or starting point, and B is a ending point or terminating points. So these line segments can be represented by capital letters with line segment. AB is a line segment or BA is a line segment. If I start from A to B, then I will write AB is a line segment. If I consider from B to A, then B to A is a line segment. BA is a line segment. Now, what is the definition of line segment? Line segment is a collection of points which has two definite endpoints, in which one is an initial point and another one is a ending point. Clear? Next one, in which in the line segment, one main property is a line segment. For example, PQ is a line segment and M is a midpoint. Just consider as M is a midpoint. By constructionally, by drawing the perpendicular bisector to the line segment PQ, we get a midpoint, right? When we are drawing the perpendicular bisectors from these 2 points, we get a midpoint. Midpoint means what? Midpoint means the point which divides the line segment into 2 equal parts. That divides the whole line segment into 2 equal parts. What are the 2 equal parts here? If PQ is a line segment, PQ is a line segment, and M is a midpoint, then PM is equal to MQ, or QM, because M is the midpoint of the line segment. It divides the whole line segment into two equal parts. Here PM is equal to QM or MQ. Clear? Next, if PM is equal to MQ means PM is equal to PQ is equal to half of PM or half of PM. PM is the half part of the whole line segment PQ, or what is the another part? MQ, or half of the MQ. MQ is also another half part of the whole line segment PQ. Correct? PQ is the whole line segment in which half part is PM. Again one more half part is MQ. So these two are equal, no? So by adding these two, we get a complete line segment PQ. Correct? Next, come to the next concept is line. So next one is ray. Next concept is ray. Ray is also a part of the line. Ray is also a part of line. A is a initial point and B is any point on the ray. How you can define the ray? Ray is a part of the line which can be extended in particularly one direction. Just observe this diagram. Here A is a starting point or A is an initial point. From this point the line is traveling in one particular direction. It is always travels or it is always passes in a one particular dimension only. Clear? So ray is a part of the line that is extend in a particular direction. So this is the direction of the ray and it is denoted by AB is a ray, one single arrow mark. This is important. One single, if you are indicating one single arrow mark, that is considered as a AB is a ray. We cannot write like that. BA is a ray. Why? Because the ray starts from initial point A and B is a just point lies on the ray, but B is a point which is lies on the ray, so we cannot write like this. Clear? Now come to the differences between line segment and ray. You already know the definition, right? How you can define or how you can difference that these three concepts? First one, line is a collection of points which can be extended on both sides infinitely. Next, line segment. Line segment is a collection of points which has two definite endpoints. Come to the ray. Ray is a collection of points which can be extended in a particular one direction. Next, second difference. Line has infinite numbers. Line has infinite numbers of points, but line segment have two definite number of endpoints. Here you are observing AB, PQ are the two definite endpoints. In that, one is initial point and another one is terminating point, right, or ending point. When you are coming to the ray has only one point, right? That is initial point. From that point only the ray will be travels in a particular direction. So this is the main two differences between line segment and ray. Correct? Next, come to the next concept, that is curve. Curve means what? Basically you already know. Curve is in the shape of the circulars. Curves are in the shape of the circulars, are in the shape of the irregular formats or irregular manners. Correct? Curve. I can define the curve in simple words. Curve is a line which is not in the form of the straight lines. So these type of the lines are called as curves. Just observe these two lines, whether they are in straight line or not. No. So these type of the lines are called as curves. So curves are the lines which is not in the form of a straight line. Let's come to the next topic, that is properties of line. Properties of line. And these properties are universally truth. Clear? First property that is related to line. Line has infinite number of points. Line has infinite number of points. As you all already know that the definition of line has infinite number of points, because we cannot count that points, right? Yes. PQ is a line. PQ is a line. It existing or it is formed by infinite number of points. A, point B, point C, and this is point D, point E. We cannot count these points. That's why the first property is line has infinite number of points. Now second property, from a particular single point we can draw infinite number of line. From a single point, we can draw infinite number of straight lines. So this is point. Just it is considered as a fixed point. From this point we can draw infinite number of lines. So these are the lines drawn from one particular point. That point is point O. O is a fixed point. From this point we draw the infinite number of lines. First one, line L, line M, line N. Like this we can draw the infinite number of lines. Now come to the third property. Third property of the lines. Third property is a line will meet 2 points, or a line will passes through any 2 points. A line is always passes through 2 distinct points. A line will always passes through 2 distinct points. For example, this is point P and this one is point Q. From these 2 points a line is extending on both sides. We already know that line has infinite number of points, but it is passes through 2 points. Next one. The fourth property of the line is 2 or more straight lines. 2 or more straight lines always intersecting in a particular point. two straight lines intersect in a single point. 12 reading. Now in the intersection of lines, correct? So two straight lines intersect in a single point. For example, here L is the first line and M is the second line. These two lines are intersect at one point. This point is considered as a O. L is the first line and M is the second line. These two lines are intersect at common point O. That point O is called as a point of intersection. Point of intersection. So how you can define the point of intersection? Which is a common point obtained by intersecting two lines, which is obtained by intersection of two lines, correct? So these are the main four properties of line. Let's come to the next topic, that is collinear and non-collinear points. Collinear and non-collinear points. Collinear and non-collinear points. Clear? You already know the definition of line. Line is a collection of number which can be extended on both sides. Now come to the collinear. Take an example of line. If PQ is a line, it has infinite number of points. Collinear point means three or more points lying in the straight line form. If three or more points lying in the straight line form, then that type of the points are called as collinear points. Here point P, Q and R are in the form of straight line. By using these 3 points, R, PQ is the line segment which is passes through the point A, B, C, right? So 3 are the points, or you can take one more point. If 3 or more points which is in the form of straight line, that is called as a collinear points. Then what do you mean by non-collinear? It is the opposite to the collinear. If the points are not in the form of straight line, then that points are called as a non-collinear points. Point P, Q, R, S, T, U. When you are joining these points, we will not get a straight line, right? So these type of the points are called as non-collinear points. So what is the difference, main difference between collinear and non-collinear? Collinear points are always in a straight line form, or it will form a straight line. But non-collinear points will not form any straight line. Either it may be forms some curved lines or some zigzag lines or moving lines, right? So next concept is concurrent lines. Concurrent lines. Concurrent lines means what? If 2 or more lines, concurrent lines. If 2 or more lines passes through a single point is called as a concurrent lines. It is similar to intersecting lines only. In intersecting lines, were considered 2 lines, for example L and M. L and M are the 2 lines which is intersect at particular one point, that is O. That O point is called as a point of intersection, correct? This is the intersecting lines. But concurrent lines means take 2 more lines. This is line L and second line is M and third line is M, and fourth line is P. When 3 or more lines passes through a single point, then these type of the lines are called as concurrent lines. Here just you are observing, M is a one line, N is a second line, L is a third line, and P is a fourth line. These 4 lines is passes through the point O, or these 4 lines will intersect at one common point, that is point O. As in the intersecting point O is called as the intersection point or intersecting point. Similarly, this point O is called as concurrency point, or point of concurrence, or concurrency point. So how you can define the point of concurrency? The common point which is obtained by intersection of 3 or more lines. The point which is obtained by intersection of 3 or more lines. Next come to the topic, that is planes. Plane means 2D shapes. Plane means 2D shapes. Plane. So plane, as we all know that planes are the flat surfaces. Planes are the flat surfaces which does not have any height. For example, this green board is a flat surface. This is one type of the plane. Top of the classrooms, or top of the table, top of the benches. These are example for the plane. So P is a rectangle. This is one type of the plane. Planes can be represented by alphabetical letters P, Q, R, S. P, Q, R, S is a plane, or in sometimes it is also denoted by the symbol of small letters P is a plane. P is a plane. Clear? And one more thing, a plane has infinite number of points, and infinite number of lines. We cannot count the number of lines and we cannot count the number of points which are existing in the plane. Clear?